Hi and welcome to the Science Fantasy Experience and to a look back at May 2022 in my world of toys. So May has come and gone, and within that month I only actually picked up 2 toys, which is actually 2 more than I expected to get. I kind of always knew that coming into May I probably wouldn't get any toys because just no pre-orders were being released. I was going on holiday, so I needed kind of as much spending money, free cash for that, and I know that June is heavy with pre-order release dates. So yeah, just 2 things which were kind of unexpected, off the cuff. So yeah, let's see what I actually picked up. Although, as it's only 2 things, it's not necessarily going to be a short episode. I've realised that I've not opened a G.I. Joe classified figure that I got like ages ago. Somehow that slipped through the net, so I opened that a few weeks ago. And I'll probably talk about a couple of reveals because there's been 2 that have blown my mind. Again, totally unexpected, and I am super excited for those and have banged out a pre-order for one of them. So yeah, same amount of time on a video, I guess, on 2 toys. Before I get into my pickups, I just want to give a little shout out to DavewaveHasPosableNipples. Yep, that's the YouTube channel name. A fantastic YouTube channel. Super passionate about Transformers and just a wholesome set of videos on his channel. But what he does is he shows what his kids have picked up, and it just got me inspired to do the same thing, which I've kind of done before, but not to, you know, a major extent. But as I'd mentioned, going on holiday, we went to the Greek supermarket where we were, and do you know what, we were in a rural part of a Greek island. We did not expect to see a whole section of Playmobil. So obviously my kids went wild as much as I did, so we grabbed a handful of the blind bags, and they had a couple of like the latest series which actually have, I don't know if they've hit the UK because I've not actually seen them, but they had some of the series that we've kind of been collecting, and my kids love the blind bags. And we, as I said, we grabbed a load because they were super cheap. They were like less than €2, and we ended up with doubles, which a few months back when I opened up one on a video, which I'm not doing again because it was a nightmare, kind of disappointed, but we both, me and one of my twins, got the same one, and I couldn't be happier because it is the Los Del Muertos Day of the Dead mariachi guitar player. I've wanted this one so much. As anyone that has seen my channel before, you will know I love a companion piece, so I've now got a matching set of the dancer and the mariachi. when my one twin opened it and I could see what it was, I was like so excited, and then my heart dropped like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to take a toy off my child. But luckily, when we opened mine, because there was a little delay of like a minute to make sure that they kind of got theirs out and got going. We got some other cool ones obviously, but yeah, absolutely so stoked to have this one. And they are absolutely perfect together. I think we ended up with like a hipster skateboarder and a genie. We still haven't got the elusive, I think it's like a skeleton swashbuckler Horus type one, which I wouldn't mind getting. And I'm yet to see what to get from the new series, like series, I don't think it's like 18, 19 now. So yeah, shout out to Dave for giving me the inspiration to share the love of my children's enjoyment and mine of Playmobil. Back at the start of the year, it may even been January actually, I picked up the 3 3/4 Kenner inspired 3 figures from the, I'm going to say, controversial 1980s cartoon. And as mentioned in the video when I did the unboxing, is that I don't want to open these. Even the thought fills me of dread of destroying the packaging. I just can't bring myself to open them. I don't want to open them. If I was going to open one, then it would be Boba Fett. Being that Boba Fett's an iconic character. If you like Star Wars, you probably have a version of Boba Fett that you really, really like. Mine's Empire Strikes Back, but a close second is this guy. I've had Boba Fett toys in the past, Power of the Force 2, Shadows of the Empire, original Kenner. So I was just like, yeah, I want one loose. I didn't want to get another one, which is pretty much impossible anyway, because they were all sold out. So literally just after May the 4th, because there's inescapable social media all about that date, which you're just inundated with Star Wars. And I was just like, oh, do you know what? I really should have gone for the Black Series 6-inch version. And as I was trawling through Hasbro Pulse, I ended up seeing it, and I don't know if I was like, I had to double take, and it was just like, that's actually in stock. You're only allowed to order a certain few, but I was like taken aback, because I think it was, all the pre-orders were sold out in most other retailers, but there it was on Hasbro Pulse. And I wasn't going to get him because I was just absolutely happy with these. But I did that thing, didn't I, I've missed out. It's going to be just like NECA Kenner inspired Terminator 2 all over again, when it's going to take me like 2 years to get one at an extortionate price. But no, they're on Hasbro Pulse. I grabbed myself the 6-inch Black Series version. What a revelation this is! Before I get into the figure, the box is wicked, and I knew that I could open it and set it free and have the box on display, my 3, and the man himself on display. But yeah, this box is lovely. OG artwork from the cartoon on both sides. C-3PO with beady eyes. The first time he had actually pupils, which is kind of odd because his eyes light up. And it's a little bit of Velcro. And then you can see where the the figure was. A little bit of backstory, and then a shot of 3PO, R2, Boba Fett, and then Vlix takes like a huge chunk of it. Vlix is not getting a figure, is he? He's just... nobody remembers him. But yeah, there he is. I'm guessing that... Is this some original artwork from back then? Or is it just... does it look... is it done intentionally to look and feel like the 80s? But yeah, when I opened it up and I saw Vlix, I was like, okay, sure. But yeah, this is a stunning box. It's evocative of the 80s. Those are incredibly evocative just because they're card backed. But yeah, this comes a good close nostalgic feel to that. Like just the gold incredibly pops, but the figure is something else. I had no idea the Boba Fett mould was this lovely. If I'd have known that, I would have picked up an Empire Strikes Back one way back when. You know, that figure's a good few years old, but I adore the colours. It's just like he is in the cartoon. It looks like it's going to be made out of that chalky, rubbery, soft plastic. It has that colour, that look to it, but it's not at all. It's completely the same Black Series plastic. But the moulded detail is absolutely stunning, and dense on his Mandalorian armour. Comes with a pistol, some cloth goods, which if you've ever seen videos before, I struggled with cloth goods for years and years. Pretty much everyone knows that now, but now I like a little smattering of cloth goods. But yeah, it really accentuates the character. The one thing about Boba Fett is his little cape, or even just Mandalorians in general, is that extra cape. Wookiee scalps, incredibly opposable, as most Black Series are. But yeah, this is a little jewel in the crown of my somewhat small Black Series collection. What I like about Black Series is you can get the highly detailed, realistic looking ones, which are done well. Rebel Trooper, lovely. And then you have something that is, you know, it comes from a cartoon, so it has to look like a cartoon, like a cell animated colour palette. Yeah, absolutely fawning over this right now. So, which G.I. Joe Classified did I neglect to open? I can't believe I missed one. I'm kicking myself because I love it. So I neglected to open the foul-mouthed psycho that is Major Blood. Dig. Absolutely dig it entirely. As a kid, I was terrified of Major Blood. Not as much as I was Destro, but there was something about Major Blood that absolutely terrified me. He was just absolutely psychotic, and he swore too. On a rewatch last year through lockdown, it must have been Yojo June or whatever they called it last year, where they were showing endless repeats on YouTube of the G.I. Joe cartoon. I caught a load of episodes I'd not seen before, and he drops some B-bombs. So he says bollocks, and he calls people bastards. How that slipped me by, but then again, for an American audience, they're not exactly profanity. But obviously in England, in the UK, naughty words. he is a huge step change from what you see in the Sunbow cartoon. Gone is the blue and the silver, but they've gone a bit more aggressive, slightly a bit more futuristic, which has definitely not worked for a few of the G.I. Joe classified, and that's why I'm cherry picking, because some I don't think the modern update has worked, or I purposely kind of want ones that get close to the Sunbow animation, but I like the updated version of Major Blood. Highly detailed, again, just like Marvel Legends and Black Series, the detailing on clothing is sublime. There you go, they've kind of made his cybernetic arm a bit more, I was going to say realistic. Cybernetic arms aren't real, but they've kind of taken away that angular kind of, joke is not the right word, it just, when I see Major Blood's arm, I always think of Box from Logan's Run, I'm sure. But yeah, he's incredible. The face sculpt is something else. The detail on his scars and his eye patch, 5 o'clock shadow, a little bit of a, you know, tash going on. I'm fond of a tash on my action figures, and myself. And then they've kind of given him a bit more updated haircut and like aged him somewhat with a little grey stripe. Movable dog tags. Hardcore revolver. Extra gun with harpoons, which that does kind of go well with his character. Secondary weapons though, he's a sniper. So it might be a trawl through the Valaverse weapon pack, see if there's something else that might work for Major Blood. So yeah, I totally didn't open this like last year when there was a bit of a furore to try and get him. Yeah, dig it, absolutely dig it. In all my excitement, gushing over Major Blood, I forgot to mention his box. His box is incredible. Not only is the cool logo that has the Terradrome and Cobra logo, it has some sublime artwork. The thing with G.I. Joe classified boxes is each box has a different style of artwork through various mixed media, whether it's, you know, pop art style or propaganda. This one though is, it's an oil painting, and it really, I think, shows off the personality and the intensity that Major Blood is. It's absolutely stunning. The detail onto the dog tags and the deep, rich colours. It reminds me of a Glenn Fabry style picture from Preacher. So much so that I grabbed a Preacher from the bookshelf. It's taken huge inspiration from his cover works, for sure. It just, again, I'm sublime. Absolutely adore the G.I. Joe classified boxes. Some are good, and then some are next level. I like the graphic design ones, but there's ones that just go next level. Or I like the comic booky, like the new school comic book ones. They're great. Zartan is a good example of that. The two reveals from May then. So, NECA revealed a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive box set of 4 figures from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Premonition of a pre-mutation. It is a box set of Baxter Stockman, Hamato Yoshi, Splinter, and Bebop and Rocksteady. This set looks absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe how good it looks. Just the box alone looks like a diorama, and then you get 4 awesome figures. It's my understanding that there has never been a Baxter Stockman figure. So just pure scientist, Baxter Stockman. Yeah, you can get him as a fly. There's probably been a Splinter like that, and even possibly a changing Bebop and Rocksteady transformable Playmates. I think my knowledge of later Turtles is now growing with my Rad Plastic book. But yeah, a set of figures that are desirable to an eclectic collector. Hamato Yoshi's a really cool character, and he looks like he's jumped off the screen. Same with Baxter Stockman. Just the attention to detail in terms of their body sculpts. You know, Bebop and Rocksteady are just way smaller than their rhinoceros and warthog versions, and their clothes are slightly different, but it just, I don't know if that's right, it oozes nostalgia for the cartoon, not necessarily like toys or anything, but it's brought into toy form. I don't know if I'm getting my point across, I'm not. Anyway, it just looks like one hell of an incredible exclusive. Tons of accessories, a boombox for the street thugs, bow staffs, signature weapons. Am I gonna get it? I don't know. It's convention exclusives do run a high value. If a UK supplier can get it, I'd possibly be in. I got lucky a few years ago getting the gamer version of the Turtles, and it's something that I would want. It's always going to be in the back of my mind, that's for sure. Yeah, it's an exciting piece, that's for sure. The second reveal though, I think I'm even more excited over, because I had no idea that this was going to be a thing. It's totally caught me off guard, and I'm all in for it. That is the bombastic Bagman from Hasbro, done on a retro card. I've seen people make awesome customs from existing Fantastic Four figures. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I'm a Spider-Man fan in the way of I prefer his other costumes as opposed to the standard getup that he has. The black costume. Not necessarily Spider-Man as the symbiote, but the black costume. Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, with his pouches on his legs and his web shooters outside, and then obviously the bombastic Bagman. When Reed Richards removes the alien symbiote from Peter Parker, he has no costume to get home, so to help conceal his identity, his buddy, the Human Torch, gives him an older costume, no boots, has to go barefoot, and a brown paper bag with a smiley face, or an awkward face on it. He sneakily puts on a Kick Me sticker on his back. It's some really cool panels in that comic, and I absolutely adore that costume. This figure looks incredibly posable, and I just want to add it to my now kind of burgeoning Spider-Man collection. I grabbed a Firestar. I've done a host of Spider-Man villains. This is like just a perfect little addition to go, and something quite, I don't know, it's super unique. He was briefly in that costume, but yeah, it's got me super excited. Love the packaging. It's got Toy Biz written all over it. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Seeing this reveal inspired my next pickup, would you believe? Fantastic Four's Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing. After seeing the reveal, I was just like, ooh, I should get myself a thing. I'd wanted to get him when he was originally released at the start of the year. I kind of got a bit hooked on buying Valaverse and a few other figures here and there that I kind of forgot to pick him up. I've wanted a thing in the collection for a long time. He's a childhood favourite of mine. I loved reading the comic. I loved seeing the older cartoon. I loved his portrayal in most versions, bar the movies. He's just an incredibly interesting, fun character. But for me personally, they've never released a figure that has either done him justice or kind of been what I kind of want from a thing. They always give him a really dark wash, and they make his kind of, I was going to say skin tone, his stone tone, too dark. I like the vibrant pop of orange, and I don't want the wash. I don't need to see the black craggy lines that you kind of get with him. I like this version. They've dry brushed various areas where the sunlight would hit, and that's perfect for me. So yeah, as I said, I kind of forgot to get him, and there he popped up in the Kapow sale with 10 quid off. I'm going to pick up a Marvel Legend, a big Marvel Legend, for 12 quid, that's for sure. I don't always mention prices, but I've got to when I know that there's deals to be had out there. Everybody jumped on picking up Skylinks for $12.99 in game. If you can pick up Marvel Legends, if you're a comic book fan, if you're a movie fan and you like action figures, Marvel Legends for under 15 quid is an absolute no-brainer. But he is incredible. I've posed him as best as I can to the retro style Toy Biz box that he comes in. It's the same as the Doctor Doom one, although Doctor Doom came with the white slip box. But yeah, come close to that. Comes with closed fist, open fist, and an extra head. I think when the bombastic Bagman comes, I might just switch him to his more jovial, happy-go-lucky Ben Grimm face as opposed to the Thing. He's such an intricate kind of mentality character. He came to terms with what had happened to him through the cosmic radiation, and he's one hell of a bruiser, but with the intellect. You know, he goes up against Hulk a couple of times, admittedly only winning like once, beating him by intellect, whereas you know you're not going to beat Hulk. He just gets stronger and stronger the more angry he gets. But I absolutely love it. They've nailed the blue. It's a slightly darker tone. As you can see, a bit more of the dry brushing, highlighting the body. Really heavy. God, I love Marvel Legend figures with a bit of stature. Cable's got some heft to him. Forge, not so much. But yeah, this absolutely nails it for me. I'm obviously now going to get a Human Torch to go with the Bombastic Bagman, that's for sure. If I can find it in the sale, maybe I'll hold out. You never know. Next month's haul, might see it. Who knows? He's just so happy. And there he is with his... Oh, there we go. Here he is with his arch nemesis, Victor Von Doom, Doc Doom. As you can see, it scales super well. Doc Doom is a character of stature. He's pretty big in terms of his height and mass. Is that the right word for these two characters? But yeah, he still gives Doom a run for his money. Just these two are just great representations for a collector like me that wants a little mix of everything. That's so comic booky with a little bit of 90s cartoon. That's just pure cartoon. I love it. And then finally a quick look at the back of the card back, just to see what other characters are in the wave. You can see Johnny, Human Torch, Invisible Girl, and Reed. I don't like the wacky arms, hands. I think it looks way too goofy for me. But there is a version with a lab coat, and there is a white, almost see-through, translucent plastic Invisible Girl. But I'm absolutely not fussed on those two characters, never have been. Take them or leave them. And then a couple of characters which I'm unfamiliar with. I don't remember reading comics featuring those. Well, that was May. I'm really looking forward to June. You know, I look forward to every month when it comes to toys, but yeah, especially looking forward to June. Valaverse Action Force Wave 2B, it's going to be hitting down. It is not very often that a YouTuber, Tony from Analog Toys, gets immortalised as an action figure. I just cannot wait to keep going with that set of action figures. Final shout out to DavewaveHasPosableNipples. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. If you've got a moment, check out his channel if you love Transformers or just chatting about toys. I've been Rudy Zissou, and always remember, it's as much about play as it is display. Thanks for watching.